welcome everyone to Culture of Paint, the video chat show where we talk about all things to do with miniatures. This week we've got a very special guest, which is Mr. Slayer Sword winning Neil Hollis, and we're going to talk about all things hot gossip related to Golden Demon. So without further ado, let's talk about paint. Well, here we go. I'm the host tonight. It's me, Andy, and I am joined with Rich and Matt as normal. And then we've got our special guest, Mr. Neil Hollis. So how are we doing? All mostly asking you, Neil.
Yeah, all good. Just frantically painting away.
Oh,
Nice.
Has Andy dropped?
Oh, we've lost him.
Andy's frozen. That's fine. How are you doing, Matt? Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm less stressed today. I'm done,
Oh, yeah?
so I can just breeze for the next 2 days.
Amazing. I'm almost done. I am about I don't know. Yeah, I've got a day. I've got a day tomorrow where I get to do it. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Did I disappear?
Yeah, fully froze up,
He's gone again.
and he's gone again. Oh dear. Anyway, let's crack on. So we can get through it. Should we do the cult picks?
Yeah. So
Okay. Who's first?
first up, I think this is Neil's.
That was my one.
Amazing.
I thought the best way of doing this was I went through my Instagram, looked at everything that I'd liked, and then picked something that I'd liked. So, and I don't like a lot of things on Instagram. Like I'm very lenient with how I like things. So
Yeah.
I went through my list and went, this one, and I couldn't remember if it's been on before, but I just love this model. I thought it was such a good paint job.
It's very cool. Do you know, when this model came out, I thought I was going to see loads and loads of versions of it. Like there would be that you would see, everyone would use it for stuff, but I haven't seen that many of it.
Andy's back.
I like it's very. I love the yellow armor, and I think I like the reflections in the axe as well. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's a very cool interpretation.
He's a big boy as well, isn't he? For a 30k Space Marine, like he's very large. Very good use of the base, very good colours as well. Yeah, nice, good choice.
Nice. I think Andy's. Is he back? Is he gone? I don't know. Is he there?
And the person who painted that Fafnir is actually in the chat right now. Apollo Tagaris. Good work, mate. Nice Fafnir.
So, next up is this was my pick.
Amazing.
I've been watching him paint a few pieces because there's like 9 in this box or something.
Yeah.
And I think he's only going to do like these 4 for now. But I love everything about them. I love the bird sort of theme and like the big bird. Although you need to do them like big bird yellow. But this is just as good. But yeah. It's just a nice sort of really understated muted color scheme. It's not super in your face. Yeah. It's just really nice.
Some bright yellow feathers there would look great though.
It would look good. It'd be a good contrast. It's a really good Warcry warband. That there's some incredible Warcry warbands though. Like the depth of like the quality of miniatures even within like a few of the warbands is incredible. It's almost like it's an entire warband of like single figs.
I think because they're there's a small. I think the sculptors are a bit more free to do something outside the box, aren't they? Because it's all a bit unique. So I think you do see some really, really cool sculpts with the Warcry stuff. Yeah,
absolutely, they're great. Right.
Hopefully I'm back now. I think all the Wi-Fi went down in my whole area because when you have the list of Wi-Fi's you can join, they all went. And I was like, trying to click on any Wi-Fi, but hopefully I'm all right now. That was bad timing. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
It's all right.
We powered through. We're all good. You're a fan of the Birdmen, aren't you, Drew?
They're the best. I'm bringing them. I'm entering them this weekend. The worst diorama ever. 2 of them on a square, but whatever.
I like that one. That's great.
It's cool. It's not got a chance in hell, but why not? It's quite cool.
Why not?
It's in the case.
But no, I hope he does some more of them. But this is it for now. But yeah, it's just epic.
Yeah, lovely.
Lovely.
Next up
Next.
Me. I love these models. I keep looking at them, the possessed, and think, because I thought they were cool, and then I saw a picture of one next to a Chaos Space Marine. I saw how big they are, and they're like, I remember way back when we were first getting into Heresy the first time, and the Gal Vorback were released, and we saw them, and they were like, oh my god, those are insane. And when you looked at them comparative to the 40k possessed that are available at the time, it was like, well, no, the Gal Vorback, that's what possessed Chaos Space should look like. And it feels like the new box is kind of just sort of run with that idea.
Yeah, they're proper,
the
aren't
early
they?
Scream at Heresy Weekend when they got the preview photos got put up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I
in
just
the background.
I don't know. I just keep thinking, word bearers with like all possessed would just be fucking great. Or if somehow I don't know how it would probably break the game, but if they could be introduced in Kill Team or something, or something like that, some way of getting them involved, because I love them and I really want a box of them. Yeah. And also the paint job is lovely, and Word Bearers Red, I think, is quite a difficult one. I've seen, I haven't seen any fantastic versions. Well, I haven't seen many fantastic versions of Word Bearers, and you don't really see that many of them anyway. And I always had a soft spot for them. And I just love
red in the armor, in the non-metallics that's sort of been brought through. Really is effective.
I just love it. I love the whole thing.
Quite like to see Marco rein back on the colours. Like this is more cohesive, and I think I prefer it to a lot of other stuff. I think a lot of people find it really interesting with loads of colour, but I prefer it more coherent and to be there for more of a reason. But this is really nice because that's slightly colder and darker leg, and it really draws focus, so it's got way more impact for me, less chaotic, ironically.
And it's just the best legs as well.
My crappy colour vision is going to show here. What's the colour on the OSL on the base? Is that purple?
OSL?
Is it OSL? The stuff on the base?
The powders?
Red and purple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, red.
I was going to say, is it pink?
They just throw colour at their stuff, don't they, to like sort of get started?
Yeah.
I get what you mean, Drew. I get what you mean in that it's nice to see it a bit more rein back, or just a bit more choice with its application, I think is fair to say.
I think it shows off what he can do better, because you can see he's dropped, like if you look at the backpack, the bit in the background is colder, it's not as bright, and it really drops it into the shadow, and it's more effective because you're thinking about more simple things than just loads of color everywhere. So I think it shows off his skills more than having a slightly crazier palette, to be honest.
Yeah, I like it. I just loved it. When the second I saw it, I was like, oh, they're very cool. And then I saw the version of it. I was like, fuck, that's perfect.
I think I've got some. You can have them.
Mate, word bearers, man. They're talking to me.
No, they're not.
No? I'm sure it'd be perfect. If I did a Chaos Space Marine kill team, you can take you have one possessed guy basically in a kill team. I'll just do one of them. There you go, job done.
That I will allow. Let's move on before Rich does a new kill team.
I think that was it. I don't know if you had a pick this week, did you, Andy?
It's me. I picked myself. No. So, moving on to the main subject then. So we thought it'd be fun to do kind of an extra episode, because actually we did one last week, and normally we do 2 a month. But it's so much going on right now, we thought we have to do a little hoedown, showdown, talking about what we're going to see. So we thought it'd be fun. And lots of people have been posting sneak peek, but you can tell exactly what miniature it is.
I did one today for the first time.
Yeah, sneak peek. Here's a Space Marine leg. Can you guess what it is?
Yeah.
But a lot of people are doing that, so we thought it'd be fun to speculate what's going to be there, who's got a good chance, and just what we're going to see. And just to get excited, really. We're all excited, so I think we'd share some of that excitement with you. And that's why we got Neil on, as he's a lover of this, and he's going to be attending. So, yeah, should we go into the slides?
Yeah, so category 1.
Yeah, so I think me and Matt were saying it'd be kind of cool to go through each category, really. We sort of didn't know how to go through this, but why not go through every category? Obviously, we've got a lot of categories, so we won't chat forever on each one. But 40k single, often the hottest contested category. I think it's going to be a tough between that and AOS single as the hottest category. But yeah, this is from Thibaut, a French painter. I think he's a massive up and comer. And I'm excited to see this piece in the single. I think it's going to be a slightly different style to what we're used to. So, anyone seen any cool 40k singles?
I've not seen that many full ones because I think a lot of people are kind of keeping their cards close to their chest with this GD more than potentially more in the past, which I think is really fun, and I'm really enjoying it actually. So I've seen some little like close-ups. There was a 40. Oh no, because staff members started going to open. There was a good Voltas. What's it called?
Drew's.
Yeah, Drew's Voltan mini. I loved his base. That was very cool. But other than that, I've not. Like historically, you would always think 40k single is, like you said, the hottest category, and there was loads of fantastic entries. But I've not. All your big players that you think of when you think of GD, they're all doing like open or diorama or vehicle or something.
I've seen
a few big ones.
Yeah. I've seen a sneak peek of
Albert's entering, isn't he? He's
yeah.
Yeah, that's the point.
I've seen a glimpse of it. It's looking pretty cool.
Well, I'd like to throw into the ring. We've got Flame on, I believe, entering maybe for the first time. Certainly since he's got as good as he is. And I know a lot of people rave about his stuff. And I think it's going to be interesting because he is a very clean painter, which is obviously something they tend to favour in the judging. And it's going to be really interesting to see his stuff in real life and also how it does. But I think from what I read, he's going to... I haven't spoken to him or anything. I'm just reading Instagram captions, but it looks like he's entering Celestine, which is looking pretty spot on. And yeah, we've got Albert too, so that's two heavy hitters. And then, not to blow smoke up your ass, Neil, but I'm very excited to see yours.
Well,
I wouldn't class myself as a heavy hitter. I'm more of a.
I just want to slay a sword, so I'm not a heavy hitter.
Cruiserweight.
You've got a Slayer sword, mate. I think you're being a bit modest.
In a single 40k, technically 30k, same thing. Matt, you don't have the picture of Neil's.
I didn't put it up. No,
that's all right. But based on your previous single 40k with the Eldar figure, Neil, then I'm quite excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But it's that weird thing I've got at the moment where I love the model. Today I've absolutely hated the model, hated everything about it. Then actually started liking it again this afternoon. I think it's the sleep deprivation. It takes you through a roller coaster of emotion. And I think by the time I enter it, I'll be happy with it, but I'm never fully happy with it, if you know what I mean. I'm never fully 100%. Oh, that's perfect. That's the best I can do. I always
Who will be.
Push.
I always said if you ever get to the stage where you paint a model and you can hand on your heart say, I'm completely 100% happy with that model, I say snap your paintbrushes and walk away because it's never happening ever again.
I think the way I look at my stuff, and many people relate, is I look at it and I look at the faults because I know where they are. So you look at the miniature and I go fault, and you almost forget to look at the merits, and other people will come in fresh and go, wow, that bit's cool, and maybe they'll think of some stuff and go, oh, that's not quite perfect or whatever. But I think that's the problem. You know where the faults are, and that's where you look. Like, I won't look at the bit that's perfectly blended. I'll look at the bit that's got a dot of dust on and be like, So it's just the way it's going to be, right? So
it's habit, isn't it? You know your faults. Even to like when you think about the way that you paint or your capability as a painter, you know where the gaps are. So I think you'll always notice them more in your own stuff. So I think that's just natural.
How long have you spent on your entry now, Neil?
Well, okay, so we started it pre-pandemic. Then the pandemic happened and I didn't pick up a paintbrush for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I started really painting again after the last Golden Demon. But then since that I've been doing 4 hours every night. 1 a.m, 2 a.m. every night for how many months it's been. So I'm really looking forward to it being over.
Have you posted? Yeah. Are you willing to share what it is, or are you going to keep it under your app?
Well, it's Lazarus that's off my Instagram, but he's looking very different to how he looked. I've virtually repainted every part of him.
Wow.
From how it was before. I bought 3 of the models in total because I've actually repainted stuff from scratch. So most of it's changed.
Right.
Well,
Very cool.
I think what I'm enjoying the most about the Golden Demons as they move forward is I think people are really improving their presentation, and certainly based off your last Eldar figure, which everyone should check out. It was just so well presented on that bridge. I absolutely loved it. That was one of those things where I was like totally, I wish I could do bases like that. And well, I can't lie, I've kind of seen yours, but I'm not going to spill any beans. But you've gone for that again, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, to sum up, 40k single is, I don't know, maybe not the one everyone's talking about, but there's some big entries for sure going to be
a
there.
hot one. The 40k single is always hot, and I think it's going to be hot. Every category this year, I think, is going to be pretty well contested. I don't think there's any gimmies this year. There's no sort of, oh, that was a weak category. Oh, you could pick a demon up easy. I think every category is going to be hard, but 40k single, AOS single, hands down, going to be nuts.
Well, I think as we've got a few categories to talk about, we should move on to the next category, which is squad. Is it squad? Yeah, 40k squad. I think, a category me and Matt are big fans of. As we enter that. We both entered that in Chicago, and I'm not saying that was my last squad, but that is a draining category to enter. It is. It's hard just to do the same model how many times,
and it's the consistency all the way through every model. It's so hard to keep it up.
See that?
Yeah, I cheated last time. I only did 3, didn't I?
That's why
three ones with wings though, so that's like 1.5 each.
That's why I did 2 that's basically very different from the other 4, because then I could not have to paint the same miniature 6 times.
Yeah, I think it's an impressive category when it's done right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's why the Death Shroud are so popular as an entry for that category, because you only need 3 of them.
Yeah, I think if you can get, I think they changed the minimum to 3, and I do think that's cool if the squad is supposed to be 3. And I'm saying that because I did 3, but it was Celestine, and she's supposed to be in a unit of 3, so that's how I justified it myself. But I do truly believe that, and I think if you did like 3 Ogryns, that's a phenomenal entry. But if it's a tactical squad, I just don't think it should be 3.
No, I agree.
Or if it's a mob of orcs and you just done 3 of them, it just doesn't work.
No.
It should be 20.
So,
well, like a good entry would be like the wolves from AOS from Underworlds, because they're obviously in a group of 3.
Yeah, but they're a goblin on a thing, right? So that
works.
So it's all. So don't look at the rules, I guess, where it's like minimum 3. Don't do the bare minimum.
Units where there's different scale as well, where you have one really big thing, like a big Ogryn, and then some guardsmen with the Ogryn. I love that differencing in scale in that category. If you can get it, if you can do it.
Well, I think Matt Kennedy had a plan to do like a load of orcs, like with a knob, a war boss, loads of like all the orcs, and he's so good at doing orcs, as you know, Neil, because you were doing that workshop together. So that could turn up. We don't know. I haven't heard anything about that squad, but
he says he's only got the 1 entry, but it could be he could be lying to us. He could be.
Yeah, only 1 new entry, and he's
Oh, but I finished that one last year, so it doesn't count.
But we should probably talk about these ones from AC Miniatures. These, I'm not sure what legion these are.
Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
Oh, they are Emperor's Children.
And he's doing 4. Well, it says 2 out of 4, which was 6 days ago. So we'll see how see how close he gets.
I really like the colours. Yeah.
I think the colours. I think that's what I think Chaos always do quite well in Golden Demon, because you can go a bit mad with them and it's allowed. You can do some bold colours and some change stuff up, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's fine, it's Chaos." But you try and do that with an Ultramarine, and goes, "Well, it's not the right shade blue."
Also,
Yeah.
they sculpt things like the flames on them now, which is such a good opportunity for stuff like OSL and another color. Because you've got that
Yeah.
lovely green, and that's something you didn't see a few years ago. Is it the Master of Possession? I'd love to see that in a squad. The one that Darren
Cool, yeah,
did.
it's the floaty
So
one.
I love that figure. Oh, did Martin Peterson do that for his squad already?
Yeah, he did that. Was it the
20,
last
2019?
Demon?
Yeah.
And he had like some cultists in there as well.
He had I think it was the Blackstone ones, or not the Blackstone ones.
Yeah.
The ones with the helmets.
Yeah,
Blackstone.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I haven't seen a load of squads. I don't know. I think it is one that people go for, but then you talk about people like Albert, Rich Gray, all those guys. They're all doing the single minis, and I think it's probably something they don't have a desire for, or can't bring themselves to do 5 of the same mini, right? Which is fair enough.
That's really true. That is really true, though. If you think about like you said, the names of the comp, they never do squad really, other than maybe yourself. Like I wonder why do you think that is?
It's just a time investment.
Time sink. I think it's such a time sink to do a squad that you think, I'd rather do 3 entries or 1 squad. I'll do 3 entries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but someone's got to do a good job of the category, right? I think, I don't know why I've always liked squad. I think it's just nice to, I don't know, do a bunch of minis the same.
Yeah.
My first demon was in squad, and I think that's what I went for. I went for, if I do squad, I've got a better chance. So that's what I went for, and then I haven't done a squad in a while, but it is tempting.
Yes, I guess if if you're at a level where the best single mini you can do maybe isn't good enough for single figure, just because single figure is so hard, not because it's not any good, that if you could do 5 of them, then maybe that's the level for squad. So I think that's probably why it appeals so much. And certainly when I've done squads, I don't think any of the single characters could win in a single category, but it's still like a good unit and stuff like that. So yeah, tough. It's a tough category on the head, I think. So it's always nice to see them at a high level. I think it's one of the categories we don't talk about that much, maybe, but there's always good ones in the top 3, right? I mean, I did the 2019 one in UK, and that was horrific, that category.
It was, yeah. Some years it goes like that, though. Some years you then get everyone. I think there's a lot of ebb and flow with Demon. People look at the previous year and go, well, that category was so easy last year. That's what I'm going to do. And suddenly everyone enters it. You see a mass flux and then a drop off. And squad does that a lot, I think. So you get peaks and troughs with squad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I've done it 2 in a row, so I'm tapping out for a bit. Certainly for me. Should we do the next category? I'm just cautious. There's 11. Is there 11 categories? I can't remember.
There's a few. I haven't included Youngbloods because I couldn't really find any.
Yeah, that's cool. We can't enter that. Right, this is vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you put the gold entry up there, so at least we know that.
What if someone just turns up with the best tank ever and pips the gold? That's not going to happen, is it? It's just not.
You never know.
If someone could, I'd love it. I'd love to see it happen, but I think Sofa's pretty much got this one nailed.
That maggot creeped me out. It is gross.
It's very slimy.
The shine, it's not nice.
I think that's painted on shine as well, right? That's like
I
think it's varnished, isn't it?
Or is it varnished?
Yeah, it's
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He goes for varnish effects quite a bit, so. But it's really, really grossed me out because it looks proper real, and I hate maggots. So.
And it's the right size.
No minis ever done.
Real life size, that maggot as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it got me. The little ones, I'm like, whatever. I painted them myself, but that one, I was like, ooh. But yeah, it's good. I'm actually entering this category, but I don't know. I haven't seen much for it.
I haven't seen many vehicles like being teased at all on Instagram or Facebook or anything. So you never know. There could be a one hiding in the shadows, but. Be interesting to see what happens.
It's an interesting category because obviously you can do well in vehicle with your more realistic paint jobs, your more sort of military modelling paint jobs as well. So there could be people that just are not into or are in our circle that we really know
Yeah.
about that are going to come along and bring an amazing airplane, like a flight, like an Imperial plane that's super weathered and looks amazing.
I think you're right there. Like, if it's kind of who you're talking and following, right? I mean, you might just not follow someone who's got the best vehicle ever, and we just don't follow them. I think I saw someone the other day who was painting incredible stuff, and he had 80 followers, and I was just like, what? Just mental. So you never know, but certainly this tank from Sopa is going to be very, very hard to beat, isn't it?
It's going to be it's kind of an interesting project because when it was supposed to have been done, it was 30 years since the Slayer sword that he won with the original one, and it would have been 10 years since his return to Golden Demon. So it's kind of like big milestones for him.
But you shouldn't win because you've got milestones, all right?
No, I'm just very, very cool project.
But yeah, it is a cool project. I think the most important thing when you enter is that you're happy with it and it means something to you. And I think that's what Dave's gone for. He's like, this is my nostalgia piece, and it's very much for him, isn't it? Celebrating that. So well done.
For yourself. I think if you try and paint for the competition or paint for the judges, I think that actually destroys your soul. I think you need to always want to paint what you're going to paint. Otherwise,
we've talked about it so much this week because a lot of people are at that breaking point. And they're like, why do I do this? And it's like, you've just got to like your model. Yeah. It's super hard, horrible process. Don't know why we bother. But no, I love vehicles. I know, Rich, you're the biggest fan. I definitely want to see you and Henry. Henry's not here, so we can talk about him. But I really want to see Henry go balls to the wall and do his best vehicle. It'd be cool to see. Same for you as well.
Yeah, it was always my favourite thing to enter. It was always the thing I put the most effort into, and it's my favourite thing to paint. So I just need to find that project that I desperately want to do that I think I can imagine. I can see it in my head, I think, but it's something I need to really have a good run up at and take a long time over.
Well, you haven't entered for 5 years, have you?
Yes, 4 or 5 years haven't entered. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Or maybe you get some inspiration from this one, and
hopefully,
it's going to be cool. Yeah, should we do the next cat?
So I couldn't really find anything for 40k large model, but
interesting discussion this.
Because I'm trying to think of what you would avatar. There's been a few avatars kicking around. I think we might see those.
I mean, Rich did a whip, of course, but that would have been epic, just like all his other whips. But I have seen a couple good 40k large minis that I'm sure in with a shot, but it is the category I just haven't seen any. But I think there's going to be some good stuff, but maybe it's not going to be as hot as AOS single. But again, I think it suffers from I don't know. People don't want to put that much time into a project, or they want to put time into a project, but to paint something 100%. I mean, look at Dave with the tank. His tank's the same as a 40k large monster, isn't it? And he spent 4 years on it. So, yeah.
And I think the problem with it as well is there are cool large 40k models, but I couldn't, off the top of my head, name you 10. I could name you 2 or 3. I'd be like, oh, that's nice. I could do that, but I wouldn't have a long list of, oh, that's cool.
They are fewer and far between if you think about them. Like if you did single fig, how many single figure models are there that you could paint that are amazing? Absolutely shit tons. But you're right. There are a few of them, and a lot of them have already been done before. So, like, how many Mortarians have we seen? Magnus, Mortarian, Gilliman.
We haven't had Be'lakor, so that's
true.
He's got
that's the one we
both
need.
Camps though, and he could go in either.
He could, yeah.
He is, but I think that's the one where you got the Space Marine on the base and stuff like that.
Have that magnetised on the day. Walk up, look at the cabinets.
Do you know what the problem? Do you know what the problem is with the category is? I think the problem is how they moved it, and they should have done it for sure. But being allowed to put such big figures in single, I think, changed it, because I know some people are entering mounted figure in single. Oh, I lost me. I don't know if you lost me there for ages.
No, we had you.
No.
Or what I think could be cool if they could do this for another year is take the two large categories and smash them together, and then bring back a proper large scale category.
Yeah.
Busts and things. I think that'd be amazing.
Also,
We've lost
sculpting category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see greens.
Green
and you
stuff.
win a demon that's just pure green.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. But goblin green, not just green, like goblin green.
Yeah.
Or just an unpainted
stuff,
one.
Gold demon.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Yeah, unpainted, that'd be cool. Or just on a sprue, that'd be really cool.
I think we need to lose Andy now.
That's fine. Let's crack on with what the next category is.
The next category is Sigma single miniature.
It's kind of exactly the same as it's the same as 40k single, isn't it? Do you remember a few years ago when it was everyone entered the skink and it was like the skink priest was like gold, silver, bronze?
2013.
I think 2013. There you go. He knows.
I remember I entered the skink myself that year.
There you go. Mate, AOS at the moment, especially the last year or two, the way that they've been releasing models, they've been absolutely killing it. So the possibilities are endless, and I think there's going to be some fucking fantastic options.
There has been
Brilliant.
A huge amount of amazing single miniatures for Sigma, more so than probably 40k. So
I'd say it's the hottest category. It's going to be the hottest category.
It's going to be the hardest, yeah. It's going to be absolute, just a bloodbath.
Real heavy hitters entering it as well.
Yeah,
real heavy hitters.
But the models as well, I could name 30 AOS single figures that you could paint and you could do an incredible job of.
I think they're just a better range at the moment, in my opinion.
Yeah,
AOS. This is the mini I was talking about before my Wi-Fi did its normal thing. Sorry about that. Should this be back in large? Is this why large is not as hotly contested, because you can do these big mounted figures in there?
Maybe mounted should go into large. They actually changed that rule.
Should be large, I think. Really.
I think it probably should.
I do.
For me, it's all about the scale as well. If something starts to become you're a big mountain, it becomes so big. If you put it next to a single model, you can't. It's hard to compare the two. It's like styles when you've only got a small.
It is two models at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is two. It's two. I agree. It's fine in single figure. This is one model as one, but it's a single figure riding a beast. I don't know. I think maybe that is would help. And can you enter an orc knob into single now as well? It's all those changes. But I think you were right, Neil, that maybe monster should be the category. So it's not 40k large, and it's AOS monster. Maybe it's just a monster category. Because the thing is, 40k also has the vehicle category, so you got further dilution.
Because I know they're probably conscious that they don't want to end up being loads of awards, 20. Do you remember when the Forge World Golden Demon happened, and it was a category for every variation of model? There's a Necromunda category, and there's a Blood Bowl category, and there's it's too much. Whereas I think if they took a category out, they could then put something else back in. So
Darren has a point. What about a mounted goblin?
Yeah, but then I guess you need some rules, right? And then it's mountain goblin is enlarged.
Do it on base size.
That's the base size used to be the thing, but we got rid of that. So
it's too difficult. It's too
easy to manipulate.
But I think that's why Neil's answer is probably better. Is you just have a monster cat, because then you could have a 40k Be'lakor and an AOS Be'lakor, right? But you can actually have
when you go on the roller coaster and they have a height restriction. Andy, you'll know all about this. Maybe they have one of those.
It's scarred me for life, you prick.
And they have a little stand, and then you bring your model up. They go, no, it's too big. It's going in monster.
You like the historical guys and get the tape measure out.
Yeah.
The Pantones.
Yeah. You need the Pantone chart so you can tell what colour it is.
Yeah.
This is yellow.
If they didn't put names on the bottles, I'd be lost.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a clickbait video in the making. We make a colourblind person paint with no labels.
Oh no,
anyway.
that's cruel.
Are we still talking AOS single? Because I think if we're going to
Yeah.
hover and talk on a category, it's this one. Right, what are you saying? Top three?
I think Albert's definitely in the top three.
Yeah,
I think it's almost a guarantee.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, for me, I think that my top three from what I've seen on the internet, and like we said, you don't know on the day, but my top three in no order, I think, is Sten, Rich Gray, Albert. I think it's gonna be them, those three.
Strong.
Definitely. And then maybe there's something we haven't seen that could pip one, but it's just a mental category. Absolutely crazy. I'm entering. Do you think I've got a shot? No.
I think that's I've seen some people post up as well where they've gone, well, the grade of people that are entering have already outstripped what my ability level is. But I think ultimately you just have to enter for the fun of it and just see what else.
Yeah.
But then
if you're starting to go, well, there's already 3 great entries in that category, I'm not going to enter. It's just it's a bit sad, really. I think you've got to enter just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I feel like that already.
Yeah, if you go down that route of not entering something because you don't think you're going to win it, or specifically picking categories, that are perceived as like weaker, or you see stuff on the internet and go, well, there's no point in entering it now, then I think you're missing the entire point of actually why you should be entering in the first place.
I mean,
it is the joy of the point of entering.
You never know. There could be like you could see this amazing entry, and then you look at the back of it, and there's a big old mold line down the middle they missed.
Very true.
Hey, don't tell them yet, Matt. I'm trying to keep that.
That's what backdrops are for, right, Annie?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only reason I do them, so you don't have to paint properly. Backdrop, airbrush, easy. It's not even painting anymore.
But I think that has been and it's something that like you said Andy earlier, like we've been chatting about it a lot this week because of our like kind of friendship group. Nearly everyone's entering, so it's brought up some really interesting conversations about why do you enter and what's the payoff, and do you do it just for the fun of it, or do you do it? Because I'll be honest, I fell out of love with it completely. That's why I didn't enter for 4 or 5 years, because it wasn't because I was just fed up with it. It wasn't the winning or not winning. I was fed up with the process. But now it's actually like I want to enter for the sake of entering something, just for the fun of it. The fun of entering something with your mates, not knowing what the outcome's going to be, I think is really cool. And that's something that I've only got back recently. Like before, I couldn't give a shit about it, like entering Demon, and I was pretty convinced I would never enter one again. But
I think it's changed. I think it's changed for us personally, Rich, because it was basically me and you, and we went to every one. And actually, we've been lucky that we're surrounded with a lot more people we've met along the way, and there's a lot more camaraderie that comes with it. I think it's all about managing expectations, and instead of being like, oh, there's 3 people better than me, I shouldn't even bother entering. It's okay. There's 3 things I think are good. I might be in with a shot, but this is what I want to do. And that's how I feel about my own piece, because I was going to do my piece regardless. I wanted to do techless because I got it made. I'm going to do it, right? And I've seen 3 things which I think will beat me pretty easy because it's open category. I got Daz, Pedro, all these stuff. And I'm like, no chance. But you just got to pick the figure you want to do. I always say that to people. That's the most important thing with GD is I want to do this figure. And unfortunately, if it's AOS single, it's going to be a rough ride. But you still got to do it. You still got to have some AOS single.
I have a similar thing because I generally look at a model, get an idea of how I wanted to base it, or what colours. Like the idea forms itself almost like a story, and then I want to paint and display that story. I wanted that, and that's why I'm doing it. The competition, though, is the only thing that motivates me to get it done. Otherwise, I think I'd start loads of stuff and just never finish it because I'd be like, I'm starting it's cool, but there's no I'll put that to one side. Whereas the competition element then forces me to get it
hard
done.
deadline.
Yeah, hard deadlines are what I need because I can't function any other way.
That's the only thing that got me to finish mine for this weekend. Like, I probably would have just put it on the side. Like, there's like 5 things here which I've just sort of put to the side over the last 2 years, and I haven't bothered finishing them because there's been no deadline for them.
Right. Well, I think I'm very excited to see those results, and I'm super glad I'm not in the runnings for AOS singles, so I can just sit and watch it and be like this.
Yeah.
like a
I hope there's
YouTube
lots of space in
thumbnail.
the
I'm going to be.
cabinets, because that's going to be the thing. It's going to be a bum fight, isn't it, for some of those cabinet spaces to try and get and see what everything's in there.
Yeah.
And they're doing the all commended on the top shelf again, so we won't know until literally it shows up on the screen. It's going to be so fun.
I think they're actually they might be taking that one step further, is the rumor, but we'll see how that goes. But there's talks about how they're going to present it and make it even more nail biting for us. So it'll be great. It'll be like Ralph when they slow mo him in The Simpsons when it's
I'm going to be like Joey Tribbiani at the awards ceremony.
Well, let's do the next category. I think we could do a whole podcast on AOS single. Maybe we will. We'll see what the results are.
So next is unit, and this is the only unit I really know of.
Yeah, I am very excited to see this. I think Liam's absolutely become an amazing painter over the last 2 years, which is mental. Probably when the last Golden Demon was on, he was nowhere near as good, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of. I really like this. I actually managed to see it in person, and it's really great. And he's done a big backdrop for it, Stormcast themed one, so it's going to be a hell of a piece, I think. And I think you're right. I personally haven't seen many AOS squads, but they'll be there, I'm sure.
There'll be a few, but yeah, they said that's looking great.
I think he's doing the 3, isn't he?
3, yeah, he's doing 3 proper Stormcast, all in this gold. And this, I think, is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like, this is, single figure kind of level, I would say. Like if I saw this entering single figure, I'd be like, yeah, that's in for a shot. It's really great. But yeah, doing 3 of them is like, whoa, that's rough stuff, right?
Yeah. The backdrop's looking really cool as well. EB posted, I think, a few days ago. So yeah, that's going to be cool. Nice scene setting.
Yeah, I think one thing that might be different about this GD, and I don't know if I think it's not because of like the lockdown we've had, it just happens that's in the middle, but people are really brave with what they're doing. And I think so much sharing on Instagram, I think we're going to see braver entries in Golden Demon. I think we'd see them at other shows previously, but I just feel this demon, we'll see some more adventurous ideas and stuff like that. Maybe not win, but I think they'll be in the cabinets, and that's going to be nice to see, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. I think we could do the next category, to be honest.
Next up, Sigma Large.
Ooh. A few people mentioned in the chat about this when we're talking about 40k Monster. This is, of course, Age of Sigmar Monster, which is basically why we're talking about maybe they should mash them into one. Kragnos, I really considered it. I made it already for a GD and put it in the box, but it's about time we saw a Golden Demon winning Kragnos, I think. What do you reckon?
I think so. I think there might be a few of these there in a few different people do it, because it's when we saw that for the first time, it was that's a perfect GD model, because it's got a bit of everything in it, hasn't it? It's like from the metals to the flesh tone to just the pose, the big shield, all those different elements. There's certain models that come out, I think, that just scream Golden Demon. So like Be'lakor when it came out, Kragnos when it came out, Nagash when it came out, all those different models for me just scream.
Monster, right?
Yeah, they just scream, and they scream Golden Demon, because it's something you can spend a lot of time on. You've got so many different elements to it, and they always, when they're painted up really well, they look incredible.
Big canvas as well to really express yourself on with different techniques and styles and
express yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think for someone like David, who is a large scale miniature painter mostly, other brands, not Games Workshop, this is the perfect thing for him, right? Because it's going to paint in the same way. It's basically a large scale thing. But yeah, I'm really excited. This is going to be David's first Golden Demon, and I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited to see his just his stuff in Golden Demon. It's a different style that we want to see, because we don't really see people like Sergio Calvo enter and stuff like that, which is a shame. We just want them part of the show, really, don't you? But yeah,
Spanish team coming back.
Yeah.
well,
I think so.
Aroba's part of the sort of the new guard
don't
of
miss
Spanish,
those
right? Yeah, but yeah, David's part of this. He's much younger than that sort of Spanish era, winning the Demons in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
I think he's still in his 20s. So yeah, I'm excited. He's got quite a lot of entries by the look of it. Of course, he's got Lord of the Rings, this single. So I don't know, maybe he's got like 4 entries or something like that.
Well, that's the other thing that I think is worth mentioning is I know we had Chicago, but other than that, it's been a hot minute since we had Golden Demon. So there are going to be people that have been sitting on entries that not even like rushed, but they'll have been painting, demon entries for literally years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a hell of a thing to see when they all show up.
I think the last few weeks, and this is why we did this episode, little whip shots like this have been popping up everywhere, and I've just been looking at them going,
but
this is going to be amazing. Like,
yeah.
I think with all the negativity around the limited tickets, I think people managed to swap and get a ticket. And I don't know anyone personally who's like, I had this amazing entry, I was going to win the Slayer sword, but I couldn't get a ticket. I don't think that's happened.
I think everyone has managed to get some way to get a ticket.
Yeah.
That really wants to go.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's going to be hindered by that. There was some talk about, it's not going to be a valid competition. It's going to be insane. Let me tell you, this is going to be the hardest.
I don't think you could argue that. I've been to lots of mini demons that had a lot less.
This is going to be more valid than ever, isn't it? Yeah, this is. I'm pooping myself. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Let's do another category, Matt.
So next up is Diorama.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I love Diorama. I just got into it, but I kind of shot my load in Chicago. So. It's the most exciting potential category, I think. Certainly, my
free reign to do anything, isn't there, in Diorama?
I was thinking earlier about I want to see someone like Land Studio. Just like he's not told anyone and he just turns up.
Oh, please no!
It could happen, right? It could just happen because I think don't take this as gospel. I think he said he spent something like 3 months on the gash, right? When he did that, had the idea and just went all in. But yeah, what if he's actually just cracked on and done something? Because he's like he's a professional painter, full time. And he doesn't post that much, considering how much he's painting full time. And he could have just done something.
I would love to see it.
I would love it if like when like the Last Light turned up at that GD that time. If someone just rocked up with this like insane piece that just was like nothing we've ever seen before. Like when you think back to like those like really one-off, really inspirational sort of brand new ideas, like I can't remember, the one with that you turned and it was them going out to war and
Sex
something
Wish.
Like that. Yeah. Like something like that. I want something mental.
Well, I think actually talking about Roman with the Last Light, one of my favorite things I read on his blog, and I can't find the article anywhere, but I remember reading it when I was just getting into entering, and it said something along the lines of, people who've won over and over again, they still want to go for it, but they could have some complacency, and actually the dangerous people are the ones who haven't won a demon yet because they could put everything into it. And I know a painter who's just ridiculously good who doesn't even have Instagram. They aren't entering, but there's just people out there. So yeah, again, I can't think of a diorama I've seen that I'm like that's gonna win with ease. But they're going to turn up, and I think it's potentially the most exciting category, and that year where we had Nagash in the throne, I think the second place to that was insane as well, which was the Lamenter with all the Imperial Guard and the Tyranids. That he spent like 5 years on. That might have
that was insane.
that might have got the sword if Land didn't turn up, and that was both in Diorama. So, just who knows?
I'm really looking forward to this one because I've made an unintentional diorama, but it's going to be
Are you
fun.
going to go Diorama then, not Squad?
Yeah, it's going to have to be Dio.
Right. I don't think it has to be Steel, but I think you should do what you want. You can do what you want, Matt.
Well,
is my honest
I'll put
feelings on that.
I've printed out 2 entry forms, one of each.
Don't be that guy, Matt. Pick one beforehand.
No, I'm going to leave one at home.
I'd ask Max. Yeah, but I'd like to ask someone like the judge, like Max, and be like, what do you want this in? Because it can go in both, but you're the judge.
One time, so
in a positive light or not?
Drop pod into Squad because of the big drop pod. Dad said, "Oh, I'm going to put it into Unbound." And
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and it got moved. But I was like, yeah, sure, put it wherever you think it should.
Yeah, sit. I think so.
I want my Techless in single because it is a single figure, but I think with little bits in the rules,
isn't it? Your
it's got to go and open, I think. But yeah, I think that's the only category it can go in. But it is a single figure, so I think if I could choose, maybe I would put it in that. But yeah, I think it's got to go in the open.
The options aren't great, are they? Open or
AOS single? Yeah, can I put it in Diorama? I can put it in Diorama, can't I?
Just flip a coin at that point.
The base is big enough. But yeah, I'm really excited to see yours, Matt. I think you've absolutely smashed it after being lazy and not entering for years. The last 2 demons, you've really,
can't believe we got it done.
Yeah, you're smashing it, mate. 2 in a year, 2 amazing pieces in a year. So, exciting for the grand reveal of that. And definitely when we do the after show, we're going to have to talk to you about it. So, right, let's do some more categories.
Next up is Jewel.
I'm excited for this piece.
I've seen it. It's really good.
I just have to say, well done. Like, Taro is obviously an incredible hobbyist. He's done some amazing stuff in the past. Most famous probably is Dark Elder coming out of the Warp Gate. That went mega.
Oh, that was so good.
But he's always done amazing stuff. But I thought I can really see he stepped up on the painting on this. Like he's really pushed it, and you know it's going to be dynamic and it's going to be well made because he's a phenomenal model maker. But I thought, wow, like the painting he's really stepped it up on this. So I'm really excited to see him, and he's a force in the hobby anyway. But yeah, really exciting.
Yeah,
I think everyone's going to be.
He's got self-destruct buttons on everyone's plinths.
Yeah.
So if you just an entry, you can just death it.
Well, he's going to be a winner, isn't he, of this show? Because he's going to be like,
yeah. He just put a message in the chat. Actually, he said, judging by the amount of plinths that I've sent out, there's going to be some mental entries.
Yeah, but I think I bought 10 just to choose a size. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you're right. He's the winner of Golden Demon because if you look at all the plinths that everyone's put them on,
he's got it on lockdown.
Yeah,
it's his market now.
Yeah,
but I've seen a lot of good jewels. We know Ryan Allen is entering, who has done lots of winning jewels in the past, and he's put all his eggs in this one. Is Mark Lifton doing one? I can't remember if he said he was.
He's bringing the one he painted for 2019 that got missed
out. Yeah,
he's bringing to this one.
Definitely this time.
But he's obviously got his new one, but he wasn't going to get it done in time, so he's going to do that for next year.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I think Jewel's going to be pretty hot actually. Not to talk bad now. I think sometimes people consider it as a slightly weaker category, but I just don't think it's going to be in this one. It's going to be some really. I've seen a lot of great ones. I think NRM's doing one. He's another one who he entered in Chicago and obviously won, but he came into light in the last few years and really shot up. So it's cool that he's coming over to UK. I imagine he's going to have tons of categories covered, to be honest, because he is absolutely prolific, that guy. So yeah, I imagine he's got at least 4 or 5 categories down. So.
Hopefully he doesn't have travel issues this time, because I was watching his stories with the World Model Expo.
Yeah.
They cancelled his flight the morning of. And he's
Well,
like,
shout out to his dad
Yeah,
who drove him there.
yeah, his
What a
dad drove him like, what, 10 hours to get to it?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, go him. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what he brings. But yeah, shout out to Taro. If you're not on a Taro plinth, are you even a real entrant?
It's when they bring the rule in that bans tarot prints from Golden Demon now.
Well, it's better than all the crappy old wood ones we used to get from some, like, I don't know, old lady online. Like horrible, like orange wood.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Like the old like sports shop, like the key making place where you could literally rip the model off and put like a metal footballer on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's
Gone are
great.
those
It's great
days.
that we can have proper blimps now, right? So
Yeah.
it's
It's
cool.
the new age.
Right,
The
let's
age
do
of
the
tarot.
Let's
So,
do the next
Next up is Middle Earth.
I haven't seen this, and it's really good. Let me look at it. Wow.
I always think Middle Earth is a very, very tough category because the models are so fucking small. It puts a lot of people off.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, is that the easy category?" People said that to me this week, the bastards. And I was like, "It's really not anymore." It was fantastic in Chicago, and it was stronger than a lot. And I hope that it becomes, AOS 40k single Lord of the Rings, because it's still a small mini you can put everything into. I miss Gareth Nicholas entering this category because I feel like that was his category. It just blew my mind. Yeah, it's just his eyes on them.
That was just mental.
Imagine him now on a good cast, like on a plastic mini.
Yeah.
It's just I think much better now. That's
also the thing, that the minis in the last like 5 years for Middle Earth have changed so much. Like the sculpts have just rocketed up.
They have.
Yeah.
Well, they've got me painting one, so they've definitely improved. But Gareth's someone who could come back because I think he got rid of his social media. I don't know.
He's still on his blog.
Posting.
He puts a post out every now and then on his blog, which is cool.
Yeah. What if he comes along with an AOS single?
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I'm sweating already.
Great.
But I'm glad you showed this one, Matt. I really, really like it.
This was going to be my pick of the week, but I figured I'd put it in here because I couldn't find anything else for Middle Earth really.
It's fantastic. Yeah. It's very good. I'm going to follow that account. I'm sorry I don't already, but I would have seen this entry otherwise. Yeah, that's awesome. I think Lord of the Rings, has, we've got a bit of a refreshment from the new series. Certainly got me into it. The model quality is fantastic. They're more regular, so it should continue to be a strong category if amazing models come out, right? I think that is what makes a good category. Half the time is the new stuff coming for it.
Yeah.
Right, let's do the next one.
So next up is small scale.
Taro again on the double duty.
I put this in because he's picked one of the biggest titans, and he only started it like 6 days ago. And he's trying to get it done.
Now, talking of which, viewers, if you can bully Mr. Henry Steele via DM, bombard him and tell him he has to enter one of his titans because he's a fantastic painter of these titans and they're really great. And he's saying he's not going to enter, and I can't believe it. It just says, "No, I don't think they're good enough," and they really, really are. So yeah, bully him because we're trying.
Yeah, we are.
He's done loads of good titans.
Yes.
Yeah, this category should be good. It's one of those ones that's potentially, not one of the strongest, but I've seen about 5 really good things, including yourself, Rich. So
Cheers, mind.
Got both the Riches in it. Rich Gray as well. He's got all the titans, so he's got to bring.
It's going to be a titan off, isn't it?
It's what
mine's only a dinky one though, so I don't know if we'll get on, but we'll see.
It really did surprise me at Adepticon, the small scale category. Like, I didn't think there'd be much in it, but it was packed, and there was like really great stuff in it.
Well, they're popular models, right?
Yeah.
I think Adeptus Titanicus is super popular, and they're amazing, like really amazing. I mean, they're better than say a Dreadnought from 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like if you do if you do this vehicle, it's big. It's not like a silly category. They're massive. So
some of them are as big as Imperial Knights.
The new one is the size of a knight.
I think everyone should get an award if you base coat that trim. Like, if you can be asked with that, you get an award. But yeah, so yeah, how are we feeling about all the categories? Is that the last one, Matt?
There is one more.
Oh, one more. What is the last one? Open.
No one's entering open.
Well, I don't know if Will was putting this into open or single, but I think it was open. He said.
Oh, I thought it was single.
I'm not sure.
Oh, the less we talk about this category, the better for me. It's going to be horrific. It's going to be gnarly. I'm just thinking all the staff are going to be pumped for it and have some fantastic stuff. So, God, I just dread to think what's going to be in it. It's my first time entering, and I think I'm absolutely screwed.
It's going to be an absolute brutal category this year.
Yeah. David Aroba's got loads of stuff for open. Hopefully that's Stormcast, because we love that. We want to see that big Stormcast entered, right? Will saying potentially single. Doesn't want to show me up. Yeah, please don't. But yeah, what I think maybe this is again another thing that's changed in the last few years, and it's good and bad from my perspective. But a lot of people have got one-off sculpts and stuff, including myself. But it doesn't feel as special anymore because of 3D printing, which has obviously gone nuts in the last 3 years. I think it's, I remember when Sergio Calvo would team up with Joaquin, and you'd see like that Space Wolf, and everyone would be like, holy hell, for Crystal Brush and stuff. But now you can hire loads of sculptors of varying degrees. They're still the best sculptors, are still going to be hard to get. But you can get it, 3D print it, and then you've got a one-off, right? So it's just
the level of access has like massively changed in that. Even like pretty much since the pandemic kind of started, it's really ramped up, like massively. I don't know why, but yeah.
I guess they're just out there. You can get it done, right? Like I've pushed your mind.
Yeah, you can get a 4K 3D printer for like 500 quid now. Like it's not a big barrier of entry.
No, it's not. I think that it's tough, and maybe that's why open category is there for that. But it must be difficult for the judges to kind of jury that. Because they've got stuff like mine that is a one-off. You can't buy it. But what if it's an STL you've bought? They don't want that. So it's got to be a challenge.
I think they would. A lot of the judges would just know, like if it's a common,
they're in the scene, right?
STL, yeah, they live online. Half of them, like they're gonna know if someone's bought this and it's commercially available.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's going to be a gnarly one, but every staff member is going to bring something. I imagine someone like a Steve Party might bring something. He's always an absolute force. I'm trying to think what else I've seen. Oh, Pedro from Forge World. I love his stuff. He is amazing. So it looks like he's got an Ulrich one-off, which is great. But yeah, I love Pedro. A big fan of his. When he used to enter Golden Demon before, he did that Ultramarine with amazing banner. I just thought, who is this? And he ended up working for Forge World. So yeah, we'll see, But it's going to be good, I think, open.
I think it's probably going to be all right.
Yeah. Well, so that's all the categories. So yeah, I guess we've kind of talked about everything, but what are you most excited for? Everyone feeling AOS single?
I think I'm excited for not necessarily a specific category, just for the breadth of. Well, I'm excited for small scale just because I've never entered it before, so that'll be fun. But also just the amount of entries that there are going to be, the amount of like fantastic entries that I have no doubt that there are going to be. Like that's the bit that I'm really hyped for and really excited about is that quality and that quantity. I think as well is going to be huge.
So Which category is going to contain the Slayer sword?
AOS
That's what you can call it.
You can't.
No.
You got to say one, Matt. Say a category.
Mate, I have had some of the best calls in Golden Demon history. I've nailed it from time to time on who's going to win something.
That's why we're doing a cabinet walk around.
Mate, AOS single. That's
Yeah.
what I'm calling.
Matt,
AOS
what are you saying? What are you saying? You got to say one. Let's go.
I'm gonna go with 40k single.
Woo! Neil, you're single because you're going to win.
I'm saying AOS single. I think Albert will get the gold in that, and I think he'll.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think if it's not David Soper, who's obviously in vehicle, I think it's going to be AOS single for sure. But 40k single has Flame On, has Albert. So if I'm going to say one, the category I'm into. I'm going to say 40k single actually. Because I think out of Albert's 2 entries he's got planned, from what I make of it, maybe his newer one will be a more modern miniature because it's from the whatever it's called, the Goblin Palooza. So yeah. He
showed me a little preview of it, and it's pretty special.
Yeah, but it's going to be out of those big heavy hitters, right? But I think it's going to be one of those ones if they're like, and the Slayer Sword winner is, and if they said the category, like the Slayer Sword's in vehicle, we'd know. And if they said it's in 40k, we'll probably know. But just a name, I don't know. I can't wait for that moment, especially since I'm not up for it. If you haven't got a chance in hell, then it's really nice to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it at all, do you?
No, exactly. So I can enjoy it, and we'll see.
Should
exciting.
We briefly mention.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we do have some quite exciting news, which is that Cult of Paint have been given some very nice permission to cover the Golden Demon. So we are going to be there from Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And basically, we're intending on putting out some coverage every day. Is that right, Matt?
Well, as much as I can edit.
Yeah, as much as Matt can handle and get into his spreadsheets. But yeah, essentially, if you like us chatting about Golden Demon, which I'm sure all of you tuning in live do, it's something that we really love to talk about on this podcast. But yeah, we've been granted some special permission from Games Workshop, which is super cool. We're really happy about it. But Rich, myself, Henry, and Matt are going to be walking around the cabinets, trying to show you all the entries. And just keep you really updated on it, and hopefully
cool
our
interviews.
Enthusiasm towards this. Yeah, we're going to do some interviews. So yeah, expect tons of videos during the event, and then of course we'll probably return straight away next Tuesday, a week's time, with all the hot goss. If Neil wins the sword, we'll let him back on.
So you have to hold it up like that the whole time.
Champions, we are champions. But yeah, are we going to finish with our usual PaintCultists tonight as well?
I was going to say, like, it's just going to be so good, and like the thing I'm most excited about is something no one else knows about nobody else in the public knows what's coming out yet. So beware, like it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. So yeah, check out our videos. We'll be posting them. Yeah, hopefully one on Friday. Is that the plan? But definitely a couple.
Yeah, and also if you're happen to be at the Golden Demon and you see us there, you'll notice us in our Cult of Paint t-shirts. Please come over and say hi. It's really cool to connect to everyone that listens and that we see through this in the real life when you do it. So yeah, make sure you pop over and we can have a pint.
And get stickers as well.
Good plug-in. So we normally close out the show looking at some cool stuff. Now, even though Henry couldn't be here, he's been very kind to pick out some favourites in our Paint Cultist feature. So without further ado, should we look at some cool stuff?
So first up is
the real champ. This is what should be winning the sword, really, isn't it?
That's gold.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Is it almost a critter? Is that why it's in here?
It probably
I think, I think we can call that a critter. It's a gross critter, but it's definitely a critter.
it's fabulous, Chris.
I think.
Isn't that?
Will David have included this on his tank? And then, if not, why? That's the first question in the interview if he hasn't used it, right?
Yeah, true. There are some hilarious little Nurglings now.
There are a few on his tank. I think one's being crushed by the tank.
Yeah.
It's fair. I associate them with him quite a lot, actually. He's just done a load over everything. So, that's super cool. What's up next? Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
These still bang, these models, don't they? They're still sick.
They do.
They've been around ages as well now.
Is this the Dark Vengeance set? No,
Space Hulk, mate.
It's Space Hulk.
Oh yes.
They redid it as well with the same models, didn't they?
So.
Yeah. It's Rich and I talk not daily, but weekly about how we miss classic Terminators, and this helmet shape is iconic. And I think people are still painting these because there's not really many better Terminators. You've got the Heroes ones are pretty good. But we want Terminators back, don't we? Just normal. Yeah. No Primaris. No. Just bigger eyes these. All right.
Yeah. No like chapter specific insignia. Just proper Terminators.
I'd get that commissioned, I'd get that commissioned for an entry. No special character. Just I want a Terminator, Ultramarines with a Hazard Striped Fist, second ed styles. That's what we want.
Old school.
We need a hashtag. Bring back Terminators, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Hopefully, we
That's a really good paint.
Something.
It's just be hashtag I'll be back.
Yeah, really nice. Super good NMM. Nice to see it. Is it Deathwing or is it something else?
Yeah, Deathwing. Yeah.
Nice. What's the next one? Oh, sick.
Oh, cool.
Some heresies plural. This is a great model. It's grown on me a bit. I think after I saw Henry convert it, I was like, okay, I can do that. It wasn't like I didn't love it at first, but it's definitely a grower. I mean, you're a bit of a heresy veteran, Neil. How do you feel about these new Praetors?
It's funny. I'm not a big fan of that new Praetor. Some of the other ones that have come out, the actual specific ones. I like those. I like those ones that come out, but this one didn't really do it for me. I think the axe just closes off the body a bit.
I thought that.
Big.
I've seen a couple of versions of this where they've changed the weapon, and I really like it. Because I like the way that the shoulder pads work, and I like where his head sits in that ring of armor. I think looks really old school, almost like a proper spacesuit. So I love that element of it. But I just that axe I can't get on board with.
This is a 40k Dark Angel, though, right? Which is awesome.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, he's really smashed that on the paint job. Really nice green for Dark Angels, actually. It's not sort of too bright, but it's rendered nicely. Yeah, that's really cool. I really want to see the side if it looks like he's done a freehand or something of the symbol. But I love that shoulder pad with the highlight on the green and all those rivets going through that. That looks really cool. Yeah.
Love a riveted shoulder pad.
Yeah. What we got next? Any more, Matthew?
Got two more.
There we go. This is Henry's doing. Everyone's going to post critters. Is this Alice in Wonderland cat? I'm just making it up.
I think it's an Alice in Wonderland cat on like crystal meth because it looks terrifying.
So have you seen the Tim Burton one?
Oh, is it?
It's creepy.
When I was a kid, I was in a play and I was this cat, so it kind of haunts me a little bit. I wasn't on crystal meth at the time, but it was certainly a bit mental.
You played the Cheshire Cat.
It was the biggest part, mate. Because I had all these bloody songs I had to do, and my balls hadn't broken then, so I had a lovely little voice.
This is a riveting rabbit hole into your adolescence, mate. I'm here for it. It's great.
Yeah, it was horrible, to be honest. I don't think I did any acting ever since then. But yeah,
missed your calling, mate.
I don't even know what it's called. The Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat.
Yeah. And yes,
Brilliant.
someone in the chat, everything in Alice in Wonderland is on crystal meth. So
Basically.
let's move on before I unveil more childhood secrets.
Last one.
Oh,
that's
sick.
cool.
I saw this. It is absolutely mega. Would this go in historical category? Is it fantasy or historical?
I think it's fantasy.
It's Viking-ish, but I think more fantasy Viking.
It is, yeah. I think it's more fantasy. Yeah, his sword isn't a proper Viking sword, and his axe isn't a proper Viking axe. So yeah, it'd go into fantasy.
Bloody hell! All these rivet counters. That looks like historical to me. What do you reckon, Neil? That's historical, isn't it? It's an old man. He's history. It's a bit of a wanky word that sometimes I get annoyed that people use, but it does have a really good ambience. But genuinely,
Yeah.
Ambiance.
Ambiance. I love the sunken head in the base, the statue, and the way that all the grass is worked in and the colours and stuff is awesome.
Yeah, it's super nice. I was about to say, you like the base? Yeah. I was going to say it would be nice to see this style in historical, because surely it should be fine.
And start breaking out the text, the medieval texts of what Vikings look like to make sure it's right.
I didn't even think Vikings were real, to be honest, but whatever. I thought they were just on the telly.
Oh, fucking hell.
Didn't pay much attention in history, Recon.
You can't tell, mate.
I can't remember if I did a GCSE in history. Do you have to?
No, I didn't.
I think you had to choose between
I did it. Yeah, I did an extra art, so I did PE.
And studies. You have to choose one, you
know.
Yeah, good times. Well, yeah, that's a real high note to end on, that mini. Absolutely fantastic. Well, hope everyone enjoyed the show. I'm sad that my first host, my internet died, which is awesome. Super happy about that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this extra kind of bonus episode, really. But we couldn't resist nattering. We were nattering so much about Golden Demon in a WhatsApp. We were like, we need to get on and just chat on here. But once again, we're really excited next week to be reporting on this almost officially. So watch out for those videos and we'll try and keep you up to date. Now, I'm going to say I did predict the sword last time, did I not? So we're going to try. We're going to try again. But...
Yeah, when we see it in person, we're going to everyone gets a little prediction of what's going to take it, and we get to see who's right.
Piece of paper in.
It should be like the football pools where you got to guess all the results.
Yeah, do you know what? I will do that. I'm up for that. I'll write them down on a bit of paper. I'll do the results, and then we'll do it. It'll be fun to chat about. I'm up.
We'll have to do a prize whoever was closest.
Yeah, all right. Okay, Matt can set the rules. He can do the spreadsheet. I'll write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Is there anything else Henry says at the end of these?
Yeah. So if you guys want to send us your work, your best bet is to use the hashtag PaintCultists. There is thousands and thousands and thousands of them out there now, and you can contact us on all of our social medias if you want us. We haven't had any good memes lately. I'm feeling like there's a lack of memes, so
we'll bring them back.
Yeah, I want some. If you've got any good, anyone got any good memes, then do send them in to us, because we need a good one.
That's very important. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Neil, for coming on. Fabulous to have you. I'm very excited to see your entry, and I'm glad that you're back painting after a hiatus.
No.
Sad not having you on the scene, mate. Sad. So we'll definitely grab you for a chat at the event, and I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll see you all on Friday, hopefully, with a nice video, and see you soon.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.